OGPC by Babalola. First, the major items. Government releases Nigerians told to report reckless drivers to the authorities. A cleric is calling on Muslims to be mindful of Allah at all times. Government has released the names of additional non-statutory members appointed by Governor Babalola to run for agencies of government. The agencies are Gateway Trading Company, Food Crops Marketing Board, State Parks and Garages, and State Signage and Advertising Agency. The appointments are the second to be made by the governor after the State Waste Management Authority, (OGWAMA), the State Agricultural and Multipurpose Credit Agency, (OSAMCA), Plant Gate Limited, and the State Alternative Medicine Board, (OGAM). Mr. Yomi Dunwo is the head of the board of Gateway Trading Company as the chairman, while Food Crops Marketing Board has Subrel Kamilat as chairman. The State Parks and Garages has 20 members, with Mr. Lukman Adomo as the chairman, while the State Signage and Advertising Agency has Mr. Wale Shuremi as chairman. The reconstruction of 8.17 Magboro Makogi Road in Obafemi Owode local government would open up the access to more socio-economic development. The Olu of Magboro, Oba Modi Alalade, mentioned in an interview with OGPC in Magboro. Oba Alalade, who lauded the infrastructural drive of the Governor Babalola-led administration, said that have been in a dilapidated state for a long period of time. The monarch, who said the area as a border community between late, appreciated the governor for approving the reconstruction of the Magboro Makogi Road. Since life has no duplicate, motoring public should learn to take their lives in their hands whenever they are using public transport and inform their authorities at the park when they observe anything untoward. Public Relations Officer of the Traffic Compliance and Enforcement Corps, TRACE, Mr. Aki, gave the advice while featuring on this Friday's edition of OGBC Morning Flight. According to him, most commuters display carefree attitude when they observe that the driver of the vehicle is drunk, overspeeding, or overloaded, while saying those factors are mostly responsible for road crashes. Mr. Akimbi advised passengers to always report such observation to the motor park chairman or authorities for necessary actions. He said the attitude of keeping meals when danger is looming is wrong, adding that when they see something, they should say something to safeguard their lives and that of other road users. You're listening to the State News on OGBC 90.5 FM. Regular remembrance of Allah should be encouraged among Muslims. A cleric, Ustaz Tawheed, stated this in Jumat sermon at the Ibarra Housing Estate Muslim Community Mosque at Belkuta this Friday. He noted that Muslims can remember Allah through Salat, Hazkars, recitation of the Holy Quran, as well as giving alms to the poor and needy. The cleric, who emphasized that humans are created to worship Allah, added that regular remembrance of Allah will keep one on the path of faith, and it is one of the most rewarding deeds. Elsewhere, children have been told children have been tasked to take care of their parents, especially in their old age, as well as celebrate them while they are still alive. The parish priest of St. Rita Catholic Church, Ijaya Belkuta, Reverend Father Gregory Adeli, gave the charge at the 80th birthday Thanksgiving of Madam Patricia Adefoluke Adiola, held this Friday. According to him, spending money on burials has no impact on the departed soul, but the care he or she received while alive matters a lot. Cleric appreciates who often took up responsibilities of taking care of their children after being abandoned by their husbands, saying such women deserve to be celebrated. He described Madame Adiola as a woman of faith, charity, prayer, and uprightness who always put up a smiling face despite her challenges. Reverend Father Fadili commended the children, including the general manager of OGBC, Mrs. Tony Sugarson, for celebrating their mother and appreciating her efforts over them since cradle. In her appreciation, the General Manager of OGBC, Mrs. Tony Sugarson, thanked God for sparing the life of her mother to see 80, the family members for their support, and head of service, Mr. Kendi Onsoya, for his attendance. The economic situation in Nigeria is no doubt a serious concern to all stakeholders. However, there is a bit of good news in the last few days as the National Bureau of Statistics (NBS) reported that the country's gross domestic product (GDP) grew by 3.2%. Was on this edition of OGBC flagship program, Sunday Morning Live on FM, will be Nigeria's GDP growth and its implication for the nation's economy. Join us as we explore this critical topic with our guest, Femi Ogunleye, FCA, a seasoned financial and economic expert. You can tune in to Audio 9.5 FM from 8:30 to 9:30 a.m. and join the conversation by calling our hotlines 0803 437 9453 and 0815 032 0226 or through our social media platforms as well as on the Radio Garden. The Award for Recognition of Excellence, organized by Nazareth High School Imeko Old Students Association for some of its outstanding members and associates, holds on Saturday. According to a statement by the Chairman, Planning Committee, Venerable S.S. Lijadu, and the association's president, Engineer Abiodun Akinla, the program will start at 11 a.m. Venue is Spices Hall, Okelewa, Belkuta. The statement adds that Brigadier General L. Emlo is the chairman of the occasion, while the special advisor to the Governor on Education, Mrs. Ronke Shoyombo, is the guest of honor. The socio-economic development of the state requires concerted efforts. Play your own part. To end the state news, another look at the major items. Government has released the names of additional non-statutory members appointed by Governor Abiodun to run 4 agencies of government. Featuring on this Friday's edition of OGBC Morning Flag, the Public Relations Officer of the Traffic Compliance and Enforcement Corps, TRACE, Mr. Babatunde Akimbi, admonished Nigerians to inform the authorities when they observe anything untoward on the part of the drivers. You also heard that in a Jumat sermon this Friday, a cleric, Ustaz Tawheed Agbola, called on Muslims to remember Allah at all times. The state news was edited by Akim Sulaiman and broadcast from OGBC Abeokuta. For exclusive programs and the latest news updates, visit our website at www.ogunradio.ng, on Facebook at Ogun Radio Abeokuta, and on X at OGBC 905 FM.